Hi there, my name is Kobe Kingsrod, and something I've gotten quite used to by now is people asking about my sexuality. And to be entirely honest with you, I've even started to question my sexuality myself. And it's been very confusing because I haven't done that since I was 13 and I'm almost 17 now. And I'm just kind of like, what's happening? And how I feel is, it feels like such a mess. Like, it's so hard to kind of define because I don't really know what's going on, and I feel like people can't relate to me, and then I get kind of scared and I'm like, oh my god, am I just weird? Like, what's wrong with me? So what I decided to do was to write down a list of questions about different types of attraction, as well as different types of intimacy and what I feel comfortable with. Because what many people think is that sexual attraction and romantic attraction are the same thing and they are the only types of attraction there is. But that's not true. They don't necessarily line up, and some people may not experience those at all, but may be attracted to people in different ways. And thus, the attraction tag was born just this morning on my iPad in my notes. So, all questions are in the description down below, and I will now guide you through all these questions and simultaneously answer them for myself. So, question number 1. In terms of romantic attraction, which means wanting to do romantic things with people as well as going on dates and stuff like that, what genders, if any, are you attracted to? To be entirely honest, I don't really know if I experience much romantic attraction. I'm not big on romance because I just turn really kind of awkward, and it's not because I like the person so much that I just feel so awkward. It's kind of more like, if someone gives me roses, although that's very sweet, I don't really know what to do with myself, because how I feel about it is like, oh, you've just seen this in a film and you're trying to be overly cheesy. People don't actually do this in real life, do they? But apparently they do, and like, that's kind of weird to me. But that said, I've always had this kind of fantasy in my head of taking a girl on a date and just spoiling her. But I don't think that would actually happen because I've never met a girl that I've felt that way about, plus I'd probably be awkward and not confident enough to do that. As for with guys, it feels kind of awkward in general. I don't know what to do with myself. Yeah. In terms of sexual attraction, as in wanting to engage in sexual activities with someone, what genders, if any, are you attracted to? This one too is kind of weird for me to answer because I don't really know if I fully know what sexual attraction is. Someone once told me that it's like looking at someone and that turns you on, like just looking at them turns you on, and like you see someone hot and you want to like jump on them. And I don't think I've ever experienced that. Maybe a few times when I was like 13, 14 with Soul Punk era Patrick Stump. I've tried to like force myself to feel that way about people I've been in relationships with, just because I felt like that was what was expected of me and I had to feel that way. But I just feel weird about thinking that way about people, to be honest. Like, I feel like I'm disrespecting them in a way. I just feel kind of weird about it. I don't feel weird about sex in general. Like, I've always been very, very interested in sex, which might sound weird. I like to talk about sex and like to hear about other people's sexual experiences, but I think that's more about like how that seems like a completely different world for me. I'm like, oh my god, you have such a wide life. Like, how can you get naked with someone like that and do all these things? Like, that's so weird because I can't imagine myself doing that. Maybe I'm just young. I don't know. But as of right now, like, I don't... there's no... I don't look at someone, especially not anyone I know personally, and I'm like, I want to have sex with you. The thought of me doing that, like, it's very like, ugh, like, don't come close to me. Yeah, fun fact. In terms of aesthetic attraction, as in who you find physically attractive, you're drawn to the beauty, and you want to keep looking at them like you want to keep looking at a beautiful sunset. What genders, if any, are you attracted to? Girls. I find girls very beautiful, especially girls with short hair. I could just stare at them forever, which sounds really weird. But there are some really beautiful guys as well, and non-binary people. In terms of sensual attraction, which means who you want to cuddle with, hold hands with, rub your back, etc. What genders, if any, are you attracted to? And this one is guys, like, huge fan of guys. I can look at a guy and be very attracted to his chest, which sounds really weird, but like if he has a really firm chest, I just want to put my head on it and I just want to cuddle him. And his arms, like if he has very huggable arms, I just want to hug him. And I don't really feel that way about girls. I don't look at a girl and I'm like, oh my god, I want to cuddle you. Like, that never happens. But with guys, I'm big on cuddles with guys. Okay, sorry, that made me really happy. I don't know, okay. Moving on. So, in terms of emotional attraction, as in you want to get to know them deep down, have both them and you be vulnerable emotionally, and you seek each other for emotional support, what genders, if any, are you attracted to? This one again is guys. It's huge for me. Like, if I have a friend that's a girl, I really value, like, us communicating and being there for each other and like having deep talks. I really enjoy just having deep talks with people in general, but to me it's more special to have that connection with a guy who's like more than a friend. I just want a guy to be vulnerable with me and open up to me and cry in front of me, and I want to hug him and take care of him, and I want him to do that to me as well. If I feel like crying and talking about my issues, like, I just want us to have that deep emotional connection and just be completely vulnerable with each other. This one's big on me. Like, I feel like sensual attraction, but especially emotional attraction, is the type of attraction that I personally value the most and that I feel the most when it comes to liking other people. I don't look at people and I'm like, oh, I want to have sex with you, or oh, I want to go on a date with you and I want us to be super cheesy and romantic. It's like, I want to cuddle you and I really want us to be emotionally vulnerable with each other because, I don't know, it's just a thing. And that is for the most part with me, like, guys, but honestly, like, I would be open to having that with anyone of any gender, but I'm mostly attracted to guys like that. Okay, next question. Do you get crushes on people? I rarely get crushes on people. Growing up as well, like, everyone around me got tons of crushes on so many people, but I rarely ever experienced that. Do you want to date and or be in some kind of exclusive relationship with someone? Even if that was a polyamorous relationship, just like a very set relationship and not just a friendship. And what genders, if any? Yeah, I mean, right now, I'm not really looking for that, but in the future, like, yeah, sure, if I find someone that I really, really like, I would love to have that deep connection with someone and be in a relationship with someone and be just the two of us, like, be monogamous, be exclusive with each other. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with someone, and what genders, if any? This one I don't know. I've never been the type of person who'd like imagine myself to grow old with someone, and when I've dated people in the past, even if I've really, really loved them and really loved like being with them and enjoyed their company and stuff, I've never thought like, oh my god, we're gonna be together forever, because I just don't think that way. Like, no matter how much I've liked them, I've just thought, this is gonna last a while and I'm gonna enjoy your company, but we're not gonna date forever. I've never imagined myself being with one person for the rest of my life. I'm definitely open to it, but it's not something that it's not a goal of mine. I want to have connections with people, but like the idea just seems kind of weird. Like, you have to constantly be around the same person. Like, it's great if you really like that person, but I'm scared I'll never find someone I really like. I don't know. Yeah, that's my answer. Do you want to have kids and do you want to conceive them yourself? So, first up, I do not want to conceive them myself. Maybe I'll change my mind. I feel very strongly about it now, at least. Don't want to conceive them myself. And even if there was a different way to get biological children is not something I'm interested in. I don't want children right now, but maybe I'll change my mind and then I'll probably adopt, because I feel like there's so many kids out there who need a home. Why create more kids? Do you feel comfortable holding hands, and with what genders? I do feel comfortable holding hands sometimes. I'm not like super big on holding hands, but there are some exceptions. If it's someone I really like, then yes. And I guess that could be with any gender. I guess I could see it as a platonic thing. Like, if I have a really good friend, I could hold hands with them. But in terms of like relationship holding hands, that would most likely be with a guy. Do you feel comfortable hugging someone, and with what genders? I feel comfortable hugging any gender. I'm not like super duper big on hugs, like hugging random people, but if I'm prepared, and if I want to, hugs can be really nice. So if there's someone that I hug a lot, I really like them. Not necessarily in like a relationship way, but it could be a platonic way as well. Like, I just really like you, so I'm gonna hug you a ton. Do you feel comfortable cuddling with someone, and with what genders? I kind of already said this, but I really like cuddling with guys. I can't really imagine myself cuddling with a girl unless it was like a super duper close friend. And as much as I like cuddles, it has to be with someone I really trust. Do you feel comfortable kissing and making out, and with what genders? I'm not big on kissing. I find it kind of weird to put your face into someone else's face, but it's like, it's fine. I have wanted to kiss someone in the past, but it's not something that I want to do a lot and I'm very big on. Again, I find it kind of weird to have your faces be that close. But I can stand it. But making out, I'm not a fan. Like, no. I don't like that. I don't see the point of it. As well as like hickeys and kissing other parts of my body. Like, in theory, it sounds nice, but when it actually happens, I'm kind of like, why are you sucking on my skin? Like, I find it really weird. People kissing other parts of my body is just kind of like, what the heck? Like, why are you kissing that? Like, that's kind of awkward. So again, sounds great in theory, just not for me. Oh, and with what genders? With guys. I mean, I would like, if a really pretty girl wanted to kiss me, I'm here for it, but if it's like, again, in like a relationship way, like, it would probably only be with guys, but I'm not very comfortable with kissing. But like, again, if a really pretty girl wants to kiss the shy, awkward guy in the corner of the room, like, even if I felt like kind of uncomfortable, it's been a fantasy of mine for a really long time, like, just a pretty girl kissing the awkward kind of gay guy. With his consent. Do you feel comfortable going all the way, and with what genders? As of right now, again, this might change in the future, but that's not something I'm comfortable with. Maybe that relates to my transness and my dysphoria, and that I don't want anyone to see my body because of dysphoria, but I can't imagine doing that with someone, like, of any gender. Actually maybe I'd be more keen on girls, but that's just because I kind of know the anatomy of girls, if that makes sense, because I'm trans, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I know I'm only, like, soon 17, and people develop differently, and it's still okay, because we're still going through puberty at different rates. So we'll see when I'm, like, 20-something. Don't come close to me. Is romance important to you in a relationship? Not necessarily. Depends on how you define romance. Like, the spark, like, if we really like each other, then yeah, but doing cheesy romantic stuff, no. Is sex important to you in a relationship? I'd say that it's the other way around. It's important that sex isn't important to them. Because I wouldn't be able to fulfill their needs. Don't! Out of everything, what is the most important to you in a relationship? It is communication, and probably like the emotional bond. That's what's most important to me. Do you identify with any labels, and what do they mean to you? I am kind of confused about labels right now. I identified as bisexual and pansexual for a really long time. I do identify as somewhere on the asexual spectrum, I just don't know exactly where. As for romantic attraction, I'd say that I'm mostly into guys, but I'm kind of open for anyone. But yeah, that's the tag. So now you know a lot more about me, and I was really scared to talk about this because I'm scared I'll say things in this video that change in a few years, and then I really like someone, but then they find this video and they're like, oh, but he feels this certain way, so this means that I can't actually date him. But then in reality, I've changed my mind and we could date, but then this video kind of ruins it for me. Which means that, lastly, I want to say that sexuality is fluid, and what I said in this video may not be the case and may not be my answers in a few years, and that is completely okay. So if you want to do this tag, feel free to leave your answers in the comments down below, or a link to a video if you wanted to film this. I'd really love to see it, so please do that. I would appreciate a little credit to Kobe's Unicorn, or Kobe Kingsroad, or whatever, if possible. Also, it's a lot of questions, so it's entirely up to you what you would like to leave out. Just do whatever questions you need to answer to best describe you. Alright, okay, that was a lot. Again, all questions in the description. I hope you liked this video. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave any comments and thoughts you have down below. Stay safe and eat drink, and do not hurt yourselves, and remember that you are so much more than you could ever realize. Seriously, I hope you're having a great day. Subscribe to see more of my awkward little face, and I'll hopefully talk to you soon. Okay, take care, and yeah, alright. Thanks for watching, goodbye. That was a very quick outro. Okay.